So guys, upgrades on these Harley Davidson touring motorcycles can be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but some don't have to be that expensive. Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HDVIBE channel. In today's video, I'm actually going to show you 3 upgrades courtesy of Hogworkz that I'm going to add to the Streetglide ST, and each one is under $125, and the quickest one may take you as little as 2 minutes to do. And we'll get into all that right after this. That's right, guys, we're going to do 3 upgrades on the Streetglide ST that each are under $125, and the quickest one to install is probably going to take about 2 minutes. So the first one we're actually going to do is put this lower fairing skirt down on the front. The current one on the bike is black, and Hogworkz painted this one up for me. This is a white sand pearl to match the outer fairing to really run that cover down onto the forks. So I'm going to go ahead and get this fairing off. If you probably have had your fairing off. It's pretty simple. You've got the 3 screws up here. You got 2 bolts on either side. Those are Torx. You take those out. You disconnect your headlamp and you pull that off, and then that will allow me to get down this lower fairing skirt that's down below that, and I'll show you that as soon as I get this fairing off. We'll show you the current one that's stock, and then we'll show you the replacement that we're going to put on there. Alright, so I've got the fairing completely removed. You guys have probably done that a dozen times, so no need to show you that. So what we need to do next, and this is obviously the stock one, we'll be replacing this vivid black with the white sand pearl. What we need to do next is actually take these acorn nuts out. There's one here and then there's one up above that you can't see on camera. We'll loosen that so that we can pull these turn signal brackets off of here, which will then allow this to come off. So I've got those acorn nuts off, and what I did was actually just loosen the top ones. Then I pulled the turn signal bracket off and then kind of rolled it back and then reattached those top ones just to get it out of the way. So now, as you can see, we've got this nut here and this nut here, which is actually holding that inner fairing all together. So I'm carefully going to remove this outer bolt so then I can pull this off. All right, so we got the black one off, we removed that. So just be very, very careful, because that is the bolts that are holding your inner fairing onto the forks and the frame. So be very careful so you don't get that loose. I do believe there's another bolt up a little bit higher, so I think we're probably okay. So that is the vivid black one. That's coming off. Put on the white sand pearl one. So that should just slip right into place where the vivid black one was. Get these holes lined up here. Get that one started, and then we'll put this one in on the other side. Make sure I got that lined up. All right, so I've got the white sand pearl lower fairing skirt on. I've got those bolts back in going into the frame. So now I'm just going to tighten these up just a touch and make sure everything is snug down. And I don't know, honestly, if there's a torque spec on that, but I would just be careful, because obviously this is plastic, so don't torque it down too much. We got the turn signal brackets back on. I'm just doing the final tightening of those acorn nuts. And again, just tighten those down. There's probably a torque spec, but honestly, these things aren't going to go anywhere. And then I'll tighten up the ones that are up above that, and then we'll get that outer fairing on. Everything came together very nice. And from start to finish, tightening up these last few bolts here, I would say this probably took me about 15 minutes at the most. Pretty quick, easy upgrade. And we'll get a couple shots of what that looks like from a little bit of a distance here, but it looks really, really sharp. Guys, so we got that all wrapped up. You can see that white sand pearl carrying down. Perfect color match. I mean, that just, in my opinion, is a super sharp look and looks a lot better than the black starting here. It kind of elongates that fairing a little bit. And again, that is how the CVOs are styled. They have the color match going all the way down to this lower skirt. And I really like that look. So guys, comment down below and let me know what you think of that look as compared to how it was with just the black stock skirt on there. All right, guys, so now we're going to move on to the next project, and that is really replacing these mid-frame deflectors, which are kind of a matte black that came stock on this. A lot of the Street Glide specials, Road Glide specials did not come with these. I actually put a set of vivid black ones on the two-tone Road Glide special, which you can kind of see back behind me there. So I'm going to take these off, and my question is, do I go white sand pearl to match the bike, or do I go vivid black and carry a little bit of shiny vivid black coming down here? I'm really at a little bit of a loss, so I think what I'm going to do is actually put the vivid black on this side, and then I'm going to switch it over to the other side and put the white sand pearl over there, and then let you guys take a look at that and see which one you think looks better. I kind of almost think the vivid black might look better, but that looks pretty good too. And these are really simple. There's just a bolt here and a bolt here. Now these kits from Hogworkz actually do come with all the hardware should you not have the hardware already on your bike, but since this is it, I'll just reuse the stock hardware. And these are actually already threaded. I believe it's probably 2019 and newer already threaded. Don't quote me on that, but if you do need clips, like I know in my 2014 I actually needed clips to go on there to get the bolts to hold. Those are supplied in those kits as well. So let me take these off, and then I'll put this vivid black on this side, let you guys take a look at it, and then we'll put the white sand pearl on the other side. And then you guys down in the comments let me know what you think, which one looks better between these two against this bike. Okay, to get this off, there's two bolts. There's 7/16 heads on those. I'm actually just going to try to use my regular old-fashioned wrench to get in here because the angles are a little bit challenging. So I'm not going to show you how I struggle with this, but these are a little bit rough. There's a bolt up here, and then there's one down here. I think it's just going to take a little finagling, and then I'll be able to get that off. All right, so as I suspected, I just got them loosened with my straight wrench, and then pretty much I can take these out by hand. Actually, this bottom one wasn't very tight at all to begin with, so I'm just going to take those bad boys out. This hose here is actually just slid inside of there. There's a little clip in there, so you just remove that, and that is off. So now we're ready actually to put the vivid black one on there. All right, so there's this little clip here that's on the back side of these, and that's where this hose will connect on. Right, so go ahead and get your mid-frame deflector lined up. Make sure this vent hose is inside of that, and then I'll actually clip that on the back that I showed you. Then I'll go ahead and get my bolts started in there. There's actually two holes in that frame very close together. Only one of them is threaded, and that's the one you'll actually use for this. So I'll go ahead and get that bolted up, and then we'll take a look at that. Then we'll switch over to the other side, and I'll show you what the white sand pearl one looks on the other side, and then you guys let me know which one you think looks the best. All right, so we got that vivid black one all bolted up on this side. That looks pretty good, actually carrying that vivid black down to this powder coated on the primary. So let me switch over to the other side. I'll pull off the stock one, and then we'll put on the white sand pearl. We got this right side on now. Again, there was also a clip on that. There's another vent tube that's coming down that you kind of slide in there, but it's pretty self-explanatory. So that's the white sand pearl on this side, and you saw the vivid black on the other side. So guys, leave a comment down below and let me know which one you think looks better. I'm almost at a loss as to which one looks better. I'm kind of leaning toward the vivid black, but I'm not 100% sure. So you guys leave the comment down below and let me know which one you think looks best. The last project, and this is going to be the quickest, is these black saddlebag levers that are going to go on there. And that again is going to replace those chrome ones, which I have no idea why Harley Davidson put those chrome ones on there, other than they're probably less expensive than black. So let's switch around to the saddlebags. Again, this is going to be one screw on each side. I'm not going to have to use the supplied hardware that Hogworkz sends you for this. I'm just going to do this. The other option is you actually can also get these in a paint match. So I could have got the white sand pearl, but again, I wanted to carry a little bit of that vivid black through there. I do have the billiard red to match on the Road Glide, so I'll show you a picture of that right here. So you can get that color match, and again, perfect match on the billiard red. All right guys, so the last project we're going to do, and this will probably take maybe 5 minutes on each side maximum. We're going to replace these chrome levers with these vivid black, which I think is going to look a lot better against this white sand pearl than this chrome. I have no idea why they put chrome in there. So these latches are pretty simple. You open this up, the T15 bolt in here that you just loosen that up, and that will allow this to just lift out. And again, since we're reusing all this hardware, there's really nothing we need to do other than to slide it in there. I believe there's a rubber gasket that's right here, so make sure that stays in place. So I'm just going to loosen this bolt up so that I can release that chrome lever. And it's just literally that one screw that's holding that in there. And then we'll just kind of gently pry out the stock one here. That comes right out. And this is the gasket I was telling you about. So you do need to take that off and then make sure you get that in the right orientation. Flip that on exactly how I slipped it off of that one. So that's ready to go. So I'll just slide that back in there. So as I quickly found out, the stock bolt does not fit into the hogworkz lever. So I'm actually going to use the hogworkz hardware that came in the kit. This actually has a washer on it. The stock one didn't. So I'm actually going to add the washer on there. And then what I'm going to do, it actually is a little different size in the head too. It's actually a T20. So I'm actually going to go ahead and tighten it up with the T20. All right, so I just tightened that down with the wrench and we're good. All right, guys, this one went on super fast. I knew exactly what I needed to do. Actually, the stock one is a T20, and these were T20s. They were just threaded a little bit different. So I just reused the gasket that came with the stock one, and then I used the hogworkz bolt to go in there. And as you can see, works perfectly on both sides. And I think that vivid black looks much better than the chrome. So guys, that's pretty quick. 3 quick projects, pretty inexpensive, none of which were over $124.98. If you go with the vivid black in the mid-frame deflector, those are only about $70. Each one taking 30 minutes or less, and in the case of the actual levers for the saddlebags, probably 5 minutes on each side, 10-minute project. I'm really impressed with this color match and this white sand pearl from hogworkz. They do color match guarantee. So you can search these products or other products that hogworkz has available for your color. If you go onto their website, which I'll have a link down in the description, and you search by color, and then that will give you all of the products for your specific color, whether it be a street glide, road glide, ultra limited, and the like, and see what's all available. These are just really cool products that I really wanted to add to this bike to give it that personal touch at a pretty inexpensive cost and a limited amount of time to install those. So guys, if you got some value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that button right down here. That really helps out the channel. When you do subscribe for the first time, leave a comment down below saying I subscribe so I can personally reach out and thank you for supporting the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all so you do get notified every time I do put out new content. I have over 200 videos on tips, tricks, rides, reviews, and installs on these Harley Davidson touring motorcycles. So you're bound to find out some information about a product, how to install it, and probably save you some money as well along the way, being able to do some of this yourself or getting a discount code for some of the products that I do install in those videos, as well as a lot of motorcycle skills that I put out in the last month and a half or so. So go check that playlist out as well. Share this with your friends so that like-minded individuals who might be interested in some of these inexpensive and quick upgrades for their Harley Davidson Tourer motorcycle will see this as well. Also, leave comments down below about that vivid black or white sand pearl mid-frame deflectors. I'm still a little conflicted about that and really would like to hear from you guys down in the comments what you think is the best look for this bike. So guys, with that, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is short, get out, ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.